If you want a dog that will quite literally take on the entire world with you and is robust enough for any challenge, then you cannot look further than a golden retriever. These high energy dogs will zoom up a mountain if you ask them to, and then come right back down, covered in fox poo, ready to do it again. Hi, I'm Matt and this is the Skulldoggery YouTube channel. Today is another entry into our breed overview series, and this time we're looking at the golden retriever. As ever, we have loads more content in our socials, and we'd love to hear about what dogs people think we should do in the future. So please come and find us at Skulldoggery, and now let's get to it. While I was researching this video, I don't know why, but it really surprised me to learn that golden retrievers are actually Scottish. They were specifically created, in fact, to be an all-round brilliant hunting dog in the 1860s. Because Victorian gentlemen had nothing better to do with their time, they kept meticulous records of their studding activities when attempting to create these new dog breeds. If you own a purebred golden retriever, then there's a very good chance that it is related to this dog here called Noose. The Scottish politician and businessman Sir Dudley Marjoribanks, I hope I've got that name right, but I'm sure he's not around anymore to tell me if I've got it wrong, created the breed in the 1860s. His aim was to create a new working dog breed that had a great balance of power, speed and athleticism. Reading these studding records can almost get a bit biblical. Noose begat Cowslip, begat Topsy, begat Sambo, and so on, and so on, and so on. Breed records like this do exist for most of the common dog breeds that you'll have heard of, but not all can be this specific in their origins. Once Sir Dudders was satisfied with his creation, retrievers began to appear all across the UK very quickly afterwards. It's not difficult to see why either, as they are just all-round handsomeness, faith and loyalty combined. After a few years of breeding, they were finally welcomed into the Kennel Club as the Yellow or Golden Retriever in 1913, and finally as the Golden Retriever in 1920. Nowadays, Golden Retrievers are one of the most popular dog breeds in the Western world. There's a good reason that Golden Retrievers spread everywhere and are loved by everyone, and it's partly to do with their temperament. They're both incredibly affectionate and brilliantly trainable at the same time. They're super keen to please and have one of the sweetest natures around. Kids really aren't a problem with golden retrievers either. In fact, it may well be advised to have a kid with your golden retriever so that they can tire each other out playing all day. The retriever part of the name is also well lived up to. They'll often appear in front of you with their favourite toy ready for a game of fetch. If you've got a field you can walk around with your retriever, then take a ball or a frisbee along with you, turn it into a game of play and a game of fetch while you're doing your walk. This will double their workout and remove some of that insatiable energy that they've got. The puppy and teenage phase can actually go on a little bit longer than usual with golden retrievers. Some dogs will be fully mature by the time that they're 2 years old, but please don't expect a golden retriever to catch on that quick. It can take up to 3 years before they reach their full mental maturity. Like all dog breeds, it's really best to train and socialise them at this young age so that you can help them grow to their full potential. A dog that is set up right in these crucial early months will turn into a great companion later in life. So a well looked after golden retriever can live easily above 12 years. Because they were deliberately bred to be as healthy as possible, they don't tend to suffer from some of the more common dog problems like dysplasia and resource guarding. That's not to say that these can't exist in golden retrievers though, so if you think there is any signs of these, you should always take notice of changes in their behaviour and deal with problems before they arise. If you are going to be taking them to the vet for something, there's a high chance that it's going to be a food allergy. Be prepared to have a good supply of different flavoured meats, treats, until you can find what works with your dog's stomach. Freddie, our amazing little staffy, is allergic to chicken, and let me tell you, it was a journey finding that out for all of us, and it certainly wasn't pleasant. But just like us, you will find what works for you if your dog has some problems. So one of the main reasons for golden retriever deaths is actually cancer. It's a complicated subject and it's a word that we know a lot about in this house, but boiled down, it seems to be that this is because they're actually less prone to die of other causes of death for dogs. And because there are so many golden retrievers out there, instances of recorded cancers are always going to seem higher in them. The point that I'm trying to get to, though, is that short of an accident, a well-loved and well-looked after golden retriever will easily give you over a decade of great times together. As for their exercise needs, like I hinted at the start of the video, golden retrievers can go and go and go all day, all day, all day. If you show me a golden retriever that is truly knackered and not just resting or waiting, then you really deserve a medal. Because they've got so much energy and stamina, they can take on all kinds of sports and activities with you. If you're thinking of getting a retriever, make sure to find a local dog agility park or invest in some equipment for your own back garden. To keep a retriever happy and well exercised, they're going to need at least 2 hours of it a day. You can split this up into different blocks to make it easier, but it is still a big commitment. A friend of mine has a gorgeous golden retriever who's coming up to 2 years old, so she's nearing her full energetic potential. They happen to be really lucky that their back garden gate goes straight out into a wood, so she's got brilliant access and an energetic family who do loads with her. Yet they still tell me that there are some days when it just can seem impossible to get her properly tired. She is a relentless good times machine, and she springs into life the moment they ask her to. But I'm not doing this to try and put anybody off owning a golden retriever, I'm just trying to be realistic. If you enjoy spending your weekends walking, hiking, sailing, biking, anything outdoors like that, then take a golden retriever with you and I promise they will brighten up even the most miserable drizzly walk. The fox poo mention, though, was a serious point while we're here. Freddie certainly enjoys a bit of the local delicacy while he's out, but Goldens are magnetised to it. Indeed, they don't just like it for snacking on, they also seem to love covering themselves in it. So you're going to need a good leave it and recall commands to make sure that they don't become a single-minded homing missile in the presence of wildlife and what they leave behind. Because golden retrievers were almost specifically designed to be the perfect countryside gentleman's dog, they get on famously with any and all other dog breeds. Any dog can become reactive if they aren't raised properly, but a properly socialised retriever will quite happily bound off into a field with any other dog that you want them to. Freddie certainly loves going for a run with my friend's retriever, as she's one of the few dogs that can keep up with him and hold her own in a good game of scuffling. I always seem to go on about dog socialisation, and it's because I believe it is one of the number one things that people get wrong and don't value enough with dogs in their early life. So if you want to see why I think it's so important and some more on it, check out this video here. So overall, golden retrievers are one of the most amazing breeds that you can find. They can adapt and live in big, small houses. They can do any kind of family setup, be it a person on their own or a family with 6 kids. They will leap at any activity before you've even finished getting the words out. As long as you can keep up with their high exercise requirements, retrievers are a fantastic breed for anybody to consider. So let's give them some ratings and see how they stack up on the leaderboard. So for grooming, first off, it's going to be a 3. This is because they do like to explore a lot and they will almost always come back with things matted into their fur that you wish weren't there. Their fur's made up of a double coat, so a long and a short one, which does require 2 different brushes to get at the 2 different coats. But thankfully their coats don't grow like some dogs do, so even if you never take them for a trim, you're never going to see a truly shaggy looking retriever. So while they are relatively low maintenance, they can definitely benefit from a trip to the groomers now and again, and their fondness of rolling in muck is what's bringing this score down. For their training, it's a 5 out of 5. It's that simple. Retrievers are intelligent and eager, which is the ideal combination for an easy to train dog. They can go through rebellious phases like all dog breeds, but as long as you stay consistent and you have a set of house rules, they'll soon get back with the programme. If you want a dog that you could teach a million tricks to, then this is the one for you. Taking into account their health and exercise, it's going to be a 4. They aren't prone to a lot of the super common problems, and they can definitely bounce back up like a 5-year-old playing football. They get marked down on exercise though, just because of the sheer amount that you need to do in order to keep them from getting into trouble at home. I myself am hella lazy, and I could never keep up with one of these. But if you've got a camper van with a surfboard strapped to the top and a well-worn pair of hiking boots, a Golden is the only breed you should even be thinking of. With their intelligence, it's another 5 out of 5 here. Retrievers are well known for how quickly they can pick up a variety of commands. They always come out on top in top 10 lists of intelligent dog breeds, and they are a go-to dog for search and rescue teams. Because of this high intelligence though, they do need some mental stimulation as well as their physical. But as long as you can stay on top of this, you'll have a whip-smart buddy who understands most things you say and knows the difference between playtime and relaxing time. With their socialising, it's another 5 out of 5. Providing you don't add tension into the dog's life by pulling on its lead when you see another dog, and providing you can socialise them early enough, you really shouldn't struggle with a Golden Retriever around other dogs. For first time owners though, it's going to be a 3, and let me explain why. If you're prepared, if you've done your research, if you've got a training program in place and you know what to expect, Retrievers can be a great first time dog. But the most common issue really seems to be people not realising just how much exercise these guys need. If they don't exercise, they can develop health problems and become a real nuisance at home. Many people seem to think that they can get a dog and a Golden Retriever and not do any exercise with it at all, only to come home and find their house turned upside down by a dog who's got bored. So if we add up all of these scores, the Golden Retriever gets a 25 out of 30, which puts it into top place on the leaderboard. At least I assume this is where top place is. I haven't designed the leaderboard yet. And it's ahead of the Staffy by 3 points. I expected this. Staffies are a bit more of a handful in certain areas, and if you want to see which areas, go and check out the Staffy video. But Golden Retrievers are going to take some beating because they are an all-round amazing dog. If you've got a breed that you'd like us to cover, then please let us know in the comments. We really do appreciate every single like, follow and interaction with you guys. So please come and find us on all the good social medias. We are at School Doggery. Until next time, please look after yourselves and your dogs.